What is up, everybody? It is Grand Prix GTP02 here, coming to you once again, finally, with my 2017 Hyundai Elantra Sport. Except this car behind me is actually not my personal vehicle. It is in fact a 2018 Elantra Sport, and I'll explain what this car is doing here, plus everything that's gone on with my personal ride over the past year, coming up in this brand new update. All right, everyone, so let's get to it. And of course, we begin here with the 2018 Elantra Sport, since I'm sure many of you guys are already asking, number one, did I buy a new car? And the answer to that is no. And secondly, what the heck is this scarlet red example doing here at all when my personal car is electric blue? Well, I wanted to briefly talk about in this update why I kind of slightly feel I should have waited for the 2018 Elantra Sport to come out rather than getting my 2017 model when I did. Now, first and foremost, before I talk about that, I'm so sorry that this thing is absolutely filthy right here. You can see all of the pollen. It's only March 2nd, 2018, and the pollen is everywhere here in the north end of Houston, so I do apologize. It's even worse back here on this particular car's trunk, and I think this thing's only been out here for a couple of days. But you will see a clean car with my personal car. I baby that thing like crazy, so yes, you will see a clean car here in just a moment. But anyways, about the 2018, the only real reason I feel I should have waited is because Hyundai just recently added two options as standard equipment on even the most baseline version of the Elantra Sport. The first of which being now having blind spot monitoring as standard equipment. Remember, if you guys have seen my review of the 2017 model, you had to get the premium package in order to get the BLIS at all, but now Hyundai offers it as standard. I really don't believe in trusting a computer all of the time. I believe in good, safe, solid driving, but it is still nice to have that little feature there just in case. Now also up top, as you can see, Hyundai has now also added a power tilt and sliding sunroof. Again, another feature you had to go for the premium package in 2017 in order to get this particular option. But now I think it's an extra $600 or something like that over the sticker price of the base 2017 model that I actually got in February of last year. But overall, still very much the same car, still the same engine, still the same wheels, still the same look overall. And then if we look inside super fast, still the same black interior with the red stitching, the only interior color combo you can have. Still the same powertrain options as I mentioned before, and really nothing else has changed here for the 2018 model year. So why I should have waited for 2018 is simply just because of these two additional options here. But now, enough about the 2018, let's bring my 2017 over here and talk about everything else. And here it is once again, everybody, the star of today's update, my 2017 Hyundai Elantra Sport, finished in the electric blue metallic and codenamed the Blue Bastard by a friend of my girlfriend and myself. Now, to those of you who are new to the channel, which I suspect at least a couple of you are, for starters, thank you so much for subscribing. I very much appreciate it. But to anybody out there who is just dropping by this video on a whim, or perhaps is checking out my channel for the first time, please do consider clicking that subscribe button down below, because trust me, it is very much appreciated, and there are plenty more videos like this that will be coming in the future. But again, to those of you who are new, I wanted to do a quick little recap, and also to anybody who may have questions about this car, I wanted to do a recap about what has happened over the past year and 1 month that this car has been in my possession. I first signed my name to this little blue monster back on February 16th, 2017, and according to the sticker on the door, this is one of the earlier 2017 Elantra Sports, having been built on December 30th, 2016, and this one was only the second one to arrive here at Humble Hyundai, where the car was ultimately signed over to me. Now, the reason why I bought one of these is originally I was driving a 2014 Mazda 3i Touring, videos of which you can see on the channel if you scroll down far enough. And unfortunately, that car had been involved in 3 different accidents, none of which were my fault, surprisingly. And unfortunately, it was starting to fall apart at only 41,000 miles or so. So therefore, I decided it was time for something new. It was time for something fun to drive that was still sporty, but still got good gas mileage at the same time. And of course, one that had a much much better warranty than my Mazda, and I found all of that right here with my Elantra Sport. Now, also I have to give a quick shout out to my friend Sofyan Bey at Redline Reviews, because had it not been for the pre-production Elantra Sport pictures that they posted on their Instagram a long time ago, I probably would not have even ended up with this car in the first place, because the moment I saw it, I just knew I had to at least drive it, and after I drove it, well, the rest is history. So thank you, Sofyan, for that, and also be sure to check out Redline Reviews if you haven't already. I absolutely love their channel. But anyways, enough of being on a tangent. First and foremost, let's talk mechanical issues, because I actually have had 4 times that this car has visited my Hyundai service department, 2 of which were for regular oil changes. I've since upgraded this car to Royal Purple 5W30 full synthetic motor oil, but the other 2 times were actually to get the transmission computer reflashed or even replaced, possibly, thanks to the fact that this car is the ubiquitous 7-speed EcoShift dual clutch automatic transmission. I wanted to find a 6-speed manual version of this car so bad, but unfortunately they were about as rare as hen's teeth at the time I actually went to get this vehicle, so unfortunately I had to go with the automatic, which made sense to me at the time, but unfortunately I am paying the price for that just a little bit. Well, actually not really paying anything, again, since this is actually covered under Hyundai's 10-year 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. The problem is that I was suffering, the transmission was bogging down a little bit, it was really slow, the kickdown was horrible, and it just was having so many different issues. And originally I was just told by my service department, well, that's just how the car drives, and I was sent on my merry way. But then I actually took the time to do a little bit of research, and I found out I was not the only one who was suffering problems with this particular powertrain combination. So therefore, took the car back to my service department, had them reprogram the computer, and the car was fine for a few thousand miles. But then a little bit later, it started having the same issue. So they went back, and I think they must have done a full reflash, because the car has actually not acted up a single bit ever since. I still have the occasional intermittent little bog down or something like that that happens every once in a while, but so far the car has actually still been very, very reliable. Also, she has had 1 brand new tire replaced here on the right front. Unfortunately, I went over a set of railroad tracks and actually ripped a hole in the right front tire, even though I was only going, I think, maybe 15 miles an hour. It was uneven pavement, and unfortunately, I just happened to catch it at the wrong angle. So that was about, I think that was like $300 for just that tire, and that's with my employee discount here with Hyundai. Now, apart from the mechanical side of things, I did want to talk about just normal wear and tear, just so you guys can see how this car is holding up as we look at the interior once again. And there has been a bit of wear and tear that I've noticed, specifically here on the steering wheel with this kind of synthetic leather. When I sat in that 2018 just a bit ago, the leather felt a lot more soft, it felt a lot more secure. This feels a lot more hard, kind of plasticky. It's really smooth and just kind of glossy instead of the nice soft and supple feel. So very kind of cheap and synthetic looking there. But as far as the seats are concerned, those have been holding up very well. Same thing goes with the back. I'll just show you really quickly here. Got my jacket over there on the other side. It was kind of chilly here recently in Houston, but it's now hotter than blue blazes outside. But anyways, also update on the mileage super fast. Not sure how well you guys can see that. 13,854 miles in just 1 year and 1 month. So a tiny bit over the mileage limit that I have, but no worries on that since I've been getting press cars. The mileage has significantly reduced in the amount of miles that have been put on this car since then. Now, one other quick thing that I did want to talk about, I'll go ahead and just start it up here really quickly. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is my complaint with Android Auto. I made an update a while back, I mean a long while back, talking about how I couldn't get Android Auto to work. But fortunately rather, I got my phone to work with Android Auto, but Android Auto is so annoying because the moment you get in the car, it automatically turns on. You don't even have to plug your phone in, and it literally turns your phone on in your pocket before you can even get it out and maybe plug it into the charging cord or something like that. Now, I went into the Android Auto settings, I told it not to activate when Bluetooth audio and stuff like that activates, but yet it still kept turning on and it kept interrupting my music, it kept interrupting all my applications, and it just became a nightmare. So unfortunately, I decided to ditch the idea of having Android Auto in the in the car. Apple CarPlay is much easier. I actually had a friend of mine plug his iPhone into this car. So much easier, and kind of making me rethink about why I have an Android phone in the first place. But anyways, Android Auto, bit of a hassle. Not too much a fan of it, unfortunately. But other than that, everything else in this car has been absolutely wonderful. I've got a few things in here. It's a little dirty. Still needs a tiny bit of a dusting in here. But one thing I did also want to mention is finally, sorry about the airplane there, but the other thing I want to mention is finally, I was able to give this car a proper detail. After about, I think maybe 7 or 8 months or so, I had not given this car a proper coat of wax. I was originally, it was originally given the Auto Butler treatment, which is like a ceramic kind of coating here over the exterior, but I still felt it deserved something a little more special, so I have fully clay barred the exterior with Mother's Gold Class, or Mother's California Gold, excuse me, clay bar kit, and ultimately redone the whole exterior in Meguiar's NXT Tech Wax 2.0. So that's why she looks so clean now. And because if you'd seen her maybe about a month or so ago, she looked absolutely horrible, just looked absolutely disgusting, and even the wheels are still showing some rather significant dirt, so those are going to need to be addressed here. But other than that, really not too much else to update you guys on. I know I've been rambling and just kind of babbling on, so if you like that kind of stuff, great. Again, please do give this video a thumbs up, and also again, be sure to click that subscribe button down below for many more updates coming on this car here in the future. But other than that, this has been Grand Prix GTP 02 here in the north end of Houston, Texas, with my 2017 Elantra Sport, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody, and stay safe.